Alrighty, so we're back on some more Warframe today. My eyes are deep fried right now, pretty much. I spent about 7 to 8 hours working on my previous video, the morning routine one, and so I went to bed at like 7 a.m. 2 days in a row, and yeah, my sleep schedule is definitely torched. But anyway, the Warframe 13th anniversary started. I'm trying to find it right now. When you log in, you get this inbox, you get the deck Signa, and you get the 13th anniversary glyph. The Signa is definitely not bad. I think it might just fit certain frames heads differently, or at least better than others. It doesn't look too bad on Saren. I think it's just these little things on the side of her. What's that? Your trap, maybe? I think that just kind of gets in the way, but maybe it works better on some frames than others. I don't know. How's it look on Octavia? Not bad. Of course, you can adjust it. I almost feel like this glowy part, it would be nice to be able to adjust it individually, because I feel like sometimes it might be too close or too far. But oh well, free Signa, it's pretty nice. I think the Ember Heirloom one is just the most consistently good one. Do I have it too far back on this here? Okay, there we go. Anyway, there's that, and then I guess I'll show some of the rewards that you'll be getting over time. I already have most of the rewards. You'll be getting some Dex weapons. You'll have like the Dex Cerberus. It's not bad. I think Cerberus Prime is better. Let's see if I just kind of do like a direct comparison. I hope this is not incarnate stats. No. So it looks like Dex is actually pretty decent. I mean, even compared to Prime, it's just that Prime has a little bit more total damage, a little bit less crit chance, way more stats chance though. Dex only has 10%, while this one, the Prime, has 25%, which is a pretty significant difference actually. Fire rate's the same, magazine is less on the Dex, reloads faster though. Accuracy is actually different, so there's that Dex weapon you'll be able to get. I think Cerberus is pretty good, the Incarnate is pretty nice. You might just be better off with the Prime for the Incarnate, but it's up to you. Then you'll get the Dex Ferris as well. I guess its direct comparison is Aferis Prime. It has way more fire rate than the Prime, a lot more, or not a lot more magazine, but 20 more shots. Reload is quite a bit slower actually. Accuracy is medium instead of high. Status chance is only 2% lower, which is not bad. And the crit chance is also only 2% lower, but the total damage is 10 difference. 16 versus 26. I have Aphros Prime fully built up, and it's not that impressive, at least in like Steel Path content. And then you'll also be able to get the Dex Dakra and Nikana. Dakra has at least decent status chance, not too impressive crit chance or crit damage really. Its total is alright, follow through is pretty low, attack speed's kinda slow. And Nikana, decent crit chance and damage, status is a little low. There are so many Nikanas. Nikana Prime, Dragon Nikana, Dex Nikana. How does it compare to these ones? Yeah, Nikana Prime has just the better stats and pretty much all around, but you'll be able to get those. And if you're a veteran player like me that already has the weapons, then you can just sell them again for more inventory space, which we always need more inventory space. And then in terms of skins, you'll be able to get the Dex Excalibur and put it on Umbra or Prime, I believe, so pretty decent. Alright, it's a free skin at least. And there's the Rhino Dex skin you'll be able to get. Again, it's free, nothing wrong with that at all. So, and then lastly, you'll be able to get the Dex Wisp skin, which is alright, not too bad in my opinion. Can of course put the Prime details on as well, as usual pretty much. So then I guess the last thing would be the Operator skin, which is right here, Operator / Drifter. It's a pretty nice skin overall, I think, and completely free. So there's all of that. Then you'll also be able to get the Dex color palette. It's not bad by any means, doesn't have a ton of variety to it. It's just black, blue, and orange and white, and I think that's it. Maybe I'm missing a thing or two, but for the most part that's about it. Then you'll be able to get materials like Umbra Formas, boosters, weapon adapters. So we'll just go ahead, get these out of the way. These go away in a week, and each week there's going to be new stuff to get, pretty much anything that I mentioned. So not a crazy anniversary. Warframe anniversary is typically not that insane. They're not doing like a ton of new activities or events. It's just some nice free stuff to get that even veteran players will be able to make use out of. Like, again, for the weapons, if you already have them, you can just get the inventory space, which is pretty much always needed. But anyway, it's been really windy today. I mean, it was lasting for about 8 hours maybe that's an exaggeration, but it went on for at least 5, 6, maybe 7 hours. And I mean, it got pretty bad. Like, some of the side paneling of my house actually came off, as well as the roof shingles. so I'm probably gonna have to help my dad to fix some of that stuff. As long as it doesn't rain, we should be fine for now. I think it's not supposed to rain until like Monday, so we're gonna have to work on that this weekend. It was just super windy. I don't know, 40, 50 mile per hour winds. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but there were some strong winds for sure. I was pretty worried about this one tree because it's sitting at like a diagonal angle. It looks like it's gonna fall over, which would be very problematic because that would ruin the power line, and so we would not have power if it fell. Luckily, it did not fall, but the tree, it really looks like it's sitting at like a 15-degree angle, or I guess like 75-degree angle, however you measure it. It's not exactly at a full 90-degree angle like it should be. Wait, it failed? What? Okay, I guess the guy died. I was not paying attention. Maybe I should just go Wisp for this, because I believe Wisp can affect the target. Alright, I'll just go Wisp. Luckily, we can still access the mission. It's only a level 10 to 15 1-2, and we failed. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's just been really windy recently. It's calmed down by now at least, so it's not really an issue now. But some of the I looked at the neighbor's house, their side paneling was coming off. One of the shingles fell off and actually hit me on the shoulder from our roof, and it was like a pretty long strip of it. Oh, I'm on my power one. Okay, I didn't know I was on my power Wisp build that uses Bright Bonnet, but oh well. Oh, and then there's another Wisp in here, of course. Sorry, I'm stronger than you. I have the thicker Griot. Actually, maybe she does. Oh well. But yeah, hopefully anyone else that was affected by the wind is okay. I know the power went out to my elementary school actually, and maybe my high school. Luckily my power was on the entire time. Besides that, there were some news coming out. There was an interview, that's what it was, about Jeff Kaplan and why he left Blizzard, his time at Blizzard. There was some bad things to hear from there, that is for sure. I remember pretty much the biggest point that came up that I remember is that he is basically called into an office by, the higher ups, the executives, whatever, and he was told, like, these are the goals for Overwatch to make money wise, and if they do not reach those goals, then there will be like 1,000 layoffs, and Jeff will be responsible for that. And so it was at that moment that Jeff decided to leave Blizzard, which was definitely a good call. It's like, I mean, that's just downright diabolical. If you are told by executives that if you do not reach a revenue goal, that there will be mass layoffs and you're responsible for it, I mean, that's just evil pretty much, which I mean is not too out of the ordinary for Activision at this point, really. Okay, we actually completed it that time. I thought we failed again. That was just so fast. But yeah, I mean, that's why gamers really hate so many games and companies these days. More so companies, because I mean, we've talked about Marathon a fair bit and like the hate that it's been receiving. And I kind of say that, like, I don't really think it's necessarily the game. I think it's more so the company. Like, I think if Marathon was just simply made by a different studio, it would probably be received better. But the problem is that it's being made by Bungie and they're published by Sony. People do not really trust Bungie or Sony. I know Rebecca Ford recently talked on Twitter like, okay, well, that's bullcrap. Her message was basically saying that, hey, some games just take time to grow. Give the game a chance to actually grow and find an audience and be able to get to a higher player number. Because she was kind of talking about how they were broke at the start and how they took, years to improve their game and get a larger audience. And I think she was kind of like connecting that to Bungie's Marathon, saying that like Marathon basically just needs time to grow. It needs a chance. Which, yeah, that's not necessarily wrong, but I mean, the problem is, will they even get a chance to grow? Because Sony is the one manning the ship at this point, really. It's not exactly Bungie, and Bungie has not exactly been the most player-friendly company, nor employee-friendly company. Like, I'm sure that some of you have heard about the Pete Parsons, the former CEO now, showing employees his car collection and then laying them off the next day. I'm sure some of you have heard about that. Maybe some of you haven't, but yeah, that really did happen. And of course, Sony has been shutting down some studios. I mean, recently there was Blue Point Studios, I think it's called. Really, it's just hard to like trust these companies. I mean, it doesn't even seem like these companies value players nor their own employees. That's the difference with Digital Extremes. They value their players and they value their employees. So it's just hard to really have faith in Bungie or Sony to give Marathon a chance to actually be able to grow and improve over time. When instead, what's likely to happen is goals are not met, layoffs happen. Whereas Digital Digital Extremes was able to take that risk. They were able to take that revenue loss at the start. Basically, they were not focusing on the short term, they were focusing on the long term, which is a problem for most companies these days. I mean, Highguard, for example, maybe they could have made a comeback, but what happened instead? Well, 2 weeks after launch, they had layoffs. You can't really expect to make a comeback if you're laying off that quickly. Like, maybe they would have had at least like a small kind of tight niche audience for a while if there weren't layoffs, but that was just not the case. Like, really, just so many non-indie studios these days are just focusing on short-term profits, really. And so with that in mind, whenever a game does not reach goals at the start, they're just going to have layoffs, and then it's just going to go downhill from there even more. Now, I do not think Marathon will shut down. I do not think Bungie will be shut down. I think there will just be layoffs, which still absolutely sucks, and that's not helping the game at all. Like, if you want Marathon to be able to grow, to have a chance, then there just simply needs to not be layoffs. Oh, I got the key for this one. I was wondering what key this was. I thought it was a diamond one. That's my bad. But yeah, it just absolutely sucks these days with how AAA studios are in particular. It's hard to kind of find a AAA studio that's good. Maybe that's more so is it a West Side issue or East? I think it's West. I think West is like America's, because like you don't really hear Japan studios having issues. I mean, Nintendo. If Nintendo was a American company, they probably would have had layoffs by now for sure. But instead, I don't know if I've ever heard about Nintendo layoffs, nor like From Software. Although From Software probably absolutely meets their revenue goals. From Software and Nintendo, at the very least, they do make very good games that many people enjoy. So they probably don't even have to really worry about layoffs. But also, layoffs are just not really in their culture, I believe. Like, if revenue is not met, it's typically like the CEO actually takes responsibility for that, which I think Digital Extremes would probably do the same if they didn't meet the revenue goals. I think the CEO would actually take responsibility for that and say it's on them and not punish their developers. So really, it's just like Digital Extremes is just almost too humble. I appreciate and respect Rebecca's message of, basically give Marathon a chance. It's not exactly the players Digital Extremes has to talk to about giving Marathon a chance. It's more so Sony. So anyway, I don't really want to talk about Marathon anymore until, I guess, other news comes out. I mean, I guess there was news that Bungie canceled 2 GDC panels, although apparently there's been like a lot of GDC panels being canceled, so I don't think that's exactly a message of like, oh, Marathon or Bungie ain't doing well, because it seems like GDC is almost going to be canceled altogether at this point, because at this point there's not too many people that are going to it, actually. And then what else has been going on? There was a game called like 1348. Apparently it's a quote-unquote woke game. I cannot really confirm nor deny that, but apparently it's failing. It's not doing well at all. And to be honest, with some of these games that fail, I feel like I just never hear about them in the first place. Like, I didn't hear about that 1348 game or whatever, 1300. I don't even know the name of it. I didn't even hear about that game until I got like a YouTube video that says it's a flop. Like, really, some of these games need to work on their marketing, because I just never hear about them. It's like, is there a marketing team? I mean, I know we talked about the King of Meat getting shut down and how there basically was no marketing for it except for a Mr. Beast sponsorship. I don't know, gaming is just kind of in a weird state right now when it comes to like companies, especially. It almost feels like there's a civil war between gamers and devs, or like not even that, like a civil war. Well, I mean, civil war between some gamers and devs, but also just a civil war between gamers, devs, and the higher ups. I know some people try to say like, oh, gaming's dying. I don't think gaming's going to die, because there are always going to be those developers that are actually passionate for creating games, that want to make good games, that know what a good game is, and getting laid off from, a big AAA studio is not going to stop them from having their passion to make good games. And really, they'll just band together with fellow devs that love to make games and then they'll make a good studio that's a smaller size that actually values making good games that players enjoy. I mean, Expedition 33, I think, is a prime example of that, because it's made by a small team of former Ubisoft devs. Well, I hate how these waypoints work sometimes. Like, why does it say 200 meters right there when it's, I don't know, somewhere out here? Like, sorry, Sevagoth, I don't know where the heck you are. And so now you're dead. Well, he can come back at least. I know sometimes with these event missions, you cannot actually respawn. Let's see, what other gaming news has come out? Like, there's not too much on my mind at the moment. Apparently, there's a game called Crimson Desert that's coming out. I think it's coming out Thursday, and people are very excited for that. Personally, I'm not too big into third-person games, which I know sounds funny because I play Warframe. Really, I'm just kind of like specific about the camera position and angle. I'm very much a gameplay feel kind of person. I've always been more into first-person shooters, but I can get into some third-person games if the camera angle is fine. Like Assassin's Creed is another series that I've played back when Ubisoft was actually good. So like Assassin's Creed Revelations is the last Assassin's Creed that I played. Dude, you might just have to revive yourself. I mean, I guess I can use the map to tell where he is. Okay, never mind, I can get him, I guess. Man, my jaw hurts because I decided to start using my retainers again because it's been, I don't know, 2 years since I last used my retainers, and I was like, yeah, I should probably get back to actually wearing them, and they still fit decently enough at least, but it's probably aching my teeth a bit because it's kind of pulling them back into position. Really, I got tired of, okay, come on Jarvis, what is going on? I kind of just got tired of like wearing them because I have to wear a mouth guard with it, otherwise I grind my teeth and that destroys my retainers. I actually destroyed my previous retainers, so that was a bit of a problem. Luckily I was able to get a second pair for free, but if I have to get a third pair, that will actually cost money, and that's a lot of money. They're like $200 to $300, maybe with insurance or something like that. I don't know, it's just a little problematic, but at least wearing a mouth guard helps prevent from destroying my retainer so much. And man, my like bottom right jaw is just hurting right now. I thought it was really going to be the top teeth that would be aching, but now it's the bottom ones. Making my previous video, the morning routine one, was, oh, that was a journey I didn't know would be that long to make. I mean, I know 7 hours doesn't sound like a lot to some people, but 7 hours for like a 5-minute video? I mean, that's quite a bit of time right there. I don't really spend that much time making most of my videos though, because I just simply cut out the parts where there's nothing happening, there's no talking going on. And that video has so far gotten like 3 or 4 views, which, I mean, yep, that happens. Guess that's the, not exactly a problem, but like kind of just a sad kind of reality of doing YouTube sometimes, is that you can put a lot of effort into a video and it just not really pay off at all. And that's part of the reason why I have like a hard time trying to want to make higher quality videos, because yeah, put in that much work and it just does not pay off at all. And also I'm wanting to upload daily, so I can't really do like large projects that take a lot of time, because you know, I could be spending 10 hours daily working on a video, but I don't really want to do that, you know. Editing is not exactly the most fun thing for me. I more so just enjoy recording the video. I mean, it's not like editing isn't fun, it can sometimes feel like a chore when you're like getting deep into it. I mean, anything can kind of feel like a chore when you're stuck deep in it. You're like, oh my goodness, I kind of just want this to be over with already, and you're like trying your hardest to make sure that it actually looks good. But yeah, I want to upload daily. Typically I don't really want to do like weekly uploads or an upload every few days. I want to be a regular occurrence, because like Russian Badger, he uploads maybe once a month at the most. I mean, it seems like it's typically every 2 or 3 months, and they're definitely high quality videos for sure. But I mean, making like 4 or 5, maybe 6 videos a year is a bit too infrequent for my taste, at least. I mean, I still watch all the Russian Badger videos because they're so dang good and funny, and at the very least he does stream, so if you want to hear from him, you definitely can. Meanwhile, I do not stream. Instead, I just make videos every day. For the most part, they typically are not that good, but oh well, some people like listening to them, so that's cool. And maybe I will stream later on in the future, I don't know. I feel like I just want to gain a decent following first before I start streaming, because I have streamed before and it kind of sucks streaming to absolutely no one. But hey, I mean, we're almost at 900 subscribers, getting closer and closer to 1,000, which is a pretty important milestone. I've heard that once you hit 1,000 subscribers, you start just kind of growing even more, which maybe that's true, maybe that's not, I don't know. We'll just kind of see how things go. Anyway, that seems to be all the alerts for now. Exilus weapon adapter, Noggle, and Excalibur deck skin. And that's it. So until next week, there's not anything else to do for 13th anniversary, I guess. Kind of wish these anniversaries were bigger, but hey, I mean, it's a free-to-play game. I don't expect too much. Anyway, I think that's all I've got to say for now, so hopefully you guys get your 13th anniversary rewards. Just make sure to tune in weekly. It doesn't take that long, maybe 30 minutes a week, and you're good. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.